Hi, I'm back. It's me, Skin Glow and Afro. I'm back doing another YouTube video. And once again, there is even more racism at different university this time. I mean, how many times am I gonna have to speak out about this? It's like every week there is something. Now, I am under no illusions that racism has gone anywhere. That's not my point I'm making. But last week it was Trent University, that's in Nottingham, and this week it's at De Montfort University in Leicester. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Now this incident, I don't remember whether it happened this week or was it back in February, but basically a black woman was racially abused by two white girls. Apparently this time it's two white girls abused her, racially abused her, called her a nigger and such, sang songs basically saying that they wanted to lynch her. And yet for some strange reason, De Montfort University has suspended the black girl. Yep, they suspended the black girl, even though she was the one who was racially targeted. Yep. Like, do they have any sense in their heads? Someone's been racially abused, that goes against your duty of care, that goes against your codes of conduct if you have them at university, it goes against equality laws, it goes against the human rights law. But yet, what are you thinking? And people were, this blew up on Twitter last night, people were asking them, mentioning them in their tweets on Twitter, asking them basically, why have you suspended this girl? And their excuse is, yes, one of our students has been suspended, but it's a complex case. What is more complex? Why has she been suspended? And if you felt that you needed to suspend her for whatever reason, how come you've not also suspended the two white girls who are the ones who would target her in the first place? Because let's be clear, racism is against the law. Not that that matters into white people, but yeah, racism is against the law. It's against the law in this country, but yet it does not matter because these incidents still continue, and yet these higher education institutions do have a duty of care to every single individual. It's not just the white ones. I'm sorry, not just you white people. It's for all of us, white, black, Asian, whatever. You could come from fucking Mars and you gotta treat that person the same way, but they don't. How on earth can you tell me that a person is racially abused and you suspend them, but you don't suspend the people who actually targeted her in the first place? Why are they still enrolled in the school? Why have they not been suspended? Today is just not been a good day. I've been feeling so down today. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like crippling amounts of emotions. I've been feeling them today, and I don't know, you know, like how people say that they're empaths and that. I don't know whether that's what I am, but I've just been feeling so much heaviness on my chest today. It's like everything is crashing down on them, and it's like I've been dealing with a lot of racism the past couple of weeks just through to talking about these issues. I've had people on Twitter calling me an Aunt Jemima Negro. I've had someone in my YouTube comments on my other video basically saying that I'm calling me hot, saying that he wants to fuck my nigger cunt. I mean, it's just, he didn't disagree with what I was saying. Yeah, he didn't disagree with what I was saying, but the fact was his comment was highly racist. Like, nigger cunt, I mean, really, listen, yeah, slavery is over, yeah. I'm not about to be raped by no disgusting ass white men. That's not what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's not what's gonna happen at all. So, it's not just that, it's also on my other video that I did about Zimbabwe back in December. I've also been dealing with a lot of racist comments on there, xenophobic comments. It's just like, what more can I do? What more can I do? I need a break from this country, to be quite honest. I need a serious break, because dealing with being black every single day, I love being black. I would never want to be anything else. If God said to me, you're gonna be reborn tomorrow, I'd be like, God, that's okay, that's fine, just as long as I come back as a black woman, a black person, an Afro-Caribbean woman. You know, my identity is tied in the fact that I'm black, and I love it. But this week is just, I feel like I'm being pulled down into the ground. I don't know what it is. It's just a lot. And I'm not depressed or anything like that. It's not that. It's just a different type of emotion that I can't explain, and I know that I will overcome it one day. But I need to start giving away my power to certain situations. I need to start giving away my energy to people who don't deserve my energy, you know? Because every single time we get into fights with racist white people, they are absorbing our energy, and we're absorbing their negative energy, and it's what gets into your system. And I think that's what it is. All this negative energy, because I'm speaking about these things, it's getting into my system. Now, I will never start speaking about these things. I had a little bit of a tizzy yesterday, and all my friends on Facebook pretty much was saying, no, you need to continue on anyway, carry on talking about this thing, because obviously the fact you are talking about these issues is getting to them, and that is the point. You need to get into their heads. The thing is, even if they don't change their ways, you are still in their heads, and that is the thing that we need to be very clear about anyway. Get into their heads, because honestly, they know what they're doing is wrong. They honestly know what they're doing is wrong, but for them to give up their white privilege and to give up the benefits they have from being white is not gonna happen. I don't think I will ever see it in my lifetime, from being completely honest. I mean, all these incidents you see today, I mean, last week, the girl at Trent University who was racially abused. This week, the girl at De Montfort University was racially abused. This week, the black teenage boy in London who was tied to a goalpost and whipped by white boys. He was tied to a goalpost and he was whipped. And the school is basically not going to do nothing about it. Yes, a teenage boy is being whipped like he was a slave, and they're not going to do anything about it. And it's like they have these ideas that say in a little guidance, oh yeah, we protect every single children, teenagers, adults, and the fact of the matter is, it's full of bullshit. You're not protecting nobody, because if I had a child and they went to school, and then the child comes home to me and tells me that my child was whipped, and tells me that they were whipped in a mock slave auction, what the fuck are these schools doing? What do you mean a mock slave auction? I mean, it's just like last year, that fucking madness when that school did that school back in October had the children go to their school dressed as how slaves would be. How the fuck are these children supposed to know how slaves were going to be dressed up as like? And tell me also why the white children were also dressed up like how slave masters and slave mistresses would be dressed up as like. Explain to me why you felt that was a good idea. And then you had to apologise for it. You see, this is the thing, they always do these things that they need to apologise for, because you know it gets us angry. And this point in time, like how much more anger can we actually release from our bodies? Because at this point, it's just like, it's killing us. Let's be quite honest, it's killing us to continue to talk about this, to continue to get angry. Don't want us to get angry, because the minute you get angry, your body gets stressed. And once your body gets stressed to that level, that's it. You've only got like, when you get your body stressed to that, it doesn't take that long before you drop down dead, to be quite honest. I mean, a lot of people, they are perfectly healthy, but their stress levels are astronomical, and that's why people are dying early, because they're not just because they have heart disease or this. Sometimes they're just healthy, but you know what's killed them before their time is their stress. And being black and being stressed is two. They're just connected. They're like this. Nothing is ever going to change until they are willing to change. I try not to get myself stressed. I try not to be angry, but a lot of the times I read these things and I can just feel my anger levels rising. And I think it's also because I'm a Taurus, you know, because the symbol of the bull. We are very hot-headed, strong, determined people. So when we see these things, we do tend to, you know, go off. We tend to go off and shit happens, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, then once you've dealt with the anger, then the fucking tears come, because this is the, I'm an emotional person. I'm very sensitive. I'm very, very sensitive. I pick up on literally everything. So once the anger is done, the tears start coming, and sometimes the anger tears and sometimes the sad tears. It just depends. So it is like trying to survive in this world that hates you, being a black person in Britain where white people will deny that they are racist until their dying breath, having to see your brother and sisters across the diaspora dealing with these issues, and there is no help in the sight. We only have each other, but then at the same time we say we only have each other, but then we have a lot of xenophobic views about each other, and that is just adding to the issue. It really is adding to the issue. Now, I'm not saying it's all African Americans, but a lot of you have been saying blatant xenophobic bullshit to West Indian people, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? You need to stop. And there are quite a few British people who have said stuff about African Americans, saying they ain't got no culture and blah blah blah, and they need to stop that as well, because it's just making the problem worse. But how are we going to come together and say, well, what we need to be doing? How are we actually going to come together as a whole? Or would it be best for us to just stay in our various countries across the world and say we're going to deal with these issues in our own countries? Because it may be an easier option. It may be a much easier option if we say, you know what, I'm going to deal with the problems with Britain. African Americans can deal with the problems that they're facing in America. People can deal with the problems they're dealing with in New Zealand, Australia, the Caribbean islands. Just deal with it all by yourself. As black people in these individual countries, you deal with your own issues, because trying to come together as one is clearly not working. So maybe it just be best to do that. But honestly, at this point in my life, I'm almost 30. I will be 30 in May. And at this point in my life, I know where I want to go, and I don't want to live in this country for the rest of my life. I literally cannot tolerate it anymore. Racism will follow me everywhere, but the problem is with this country is it starts to eat away at your soul. It really does eat away at your essence, your soul, your goodness. And you try to rise above it, but at the end of the day, there's only so much rising you can do when people are pulling you back. There is only so much of you. There's only so much you can be or tolerate with. And I know people always say to try and be strong and try to rise above it and everything, and that is commendable. That is perfectly good advice. But at the same time, we need to also not just be saying that. We also need to be saying, okay, do you want to be dealing with this for the rest of your life, or do you want to move to somewhere else where you may not have to deal with it to such a degree? Because like I said previously, I've only been dealing with these racist comments in a majority since I started talking more about race on my YouTube channel. When I was just doing my Snapchat and Pity videos that I used to upload on here, I never used to get this. I never used to get these comments. But now it's like they're getting more attention, and they're not getting the right kind of attention that I want them to get. Because now it's like white people are in there, in my comments, making a little nasty comments that I have to delete. And I'm like, say what you're gonna say, but you're gonna get deleted. Just, you know, you're basically gonna get deleted. That's in that. I mean, someone left a nasty ass racist comment on my Zimbabwe video from last week. So I had to delete that because the person responded to another one of my commenters that was on there, So I had to delete it because it was so vile and nasty, and I'm like, what goes on in your fucking mind that makes you think it's acceptable to talk to a black person like that just because you're white? Like, what gives you the right to talk like that? Really, I don't understand it. What gives you the right to speak to someone in that tone and saying some shit about, oh, this is why black people are always blah blah? Listen, fuck you, Russell. Fuck you. You understand? To the guy who was on my comment section last week, fuck you too, because I don't like you, you damn dickhead. Okay? Okay, you will not be going anywhere near, my pum pum. No, you won't. This is sacred space, sacred energy. Don't want your racist ass nowhere near here. So I'm letting you know from now, because you probably will be watching my other videos anyway, since you probably search up my videos or whatever anyway. So I'm letting you know from now. I will rise again. I will get over this. Whatever this is, I will get over it. Nobody can hold me down for too long, because me, as my friend Phil said, you are an opinionated woman. That's why I'm opinionated. I'm opinionated a bit too much. I'm also strong because I know who walks behind me. I don't even need to say it. I know who walks behind me. Plus, when I think about the sacrifices that my parents made, well, they were teenagers when they came over here, but you know what I mean. When I think about the sacrifices they made, having to come into this country, which was foreign to them, make their stamp on this country, you really think I'm gonna let anyone bring me down? No, nobody's gonna bring me down for too long. They most certainly won't. And for my brothers and sisters out there who are feeling stressed, who feel like they can't cope, who feel like sometimes there's just no point, just remember, sometimes these feelings are only temporary. They may not last forever, but if you feel like they are lasting long, trust me, go and get some help. Go and get some help. Don't ever let them fester, because you start getting these feelings, and sometimes when you let them fester, that's when you start sinking really, really low. So that's all I can say at the time anyway. But I'm saying, like I said, I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it because I'm putting it out there in the universe. Watch me in 5 years. In 5 years, I will be living in Barbados. Trust me, I'm putting it out there from now. 5 years time, I will be living in Barbados. And if I can achieve that in 3 years time, so I'll be over there when I'm 33, then that is exactly what I will be doing. Because I am not staying in this country for the rest of my fucking life. I am not. So, I'm saying this from now. 5 years time, I'm giving myself 5 years from now, March 2018, until 5 years. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm making my plans from now. Because if you don't make your plans from now, you're gonna start making your plans next year, and then you'll wait till next year, and then you'll see when the 5 year comes, you're still living in England, and I don't want that. No. So to the 2 black girls who were racially abused, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are intelligent. No man can strike you down as long as Jah has your back. You feel me? Bye.